Morning. We're back out again. It's a bit of a dull day. We've got a few hours here, a couple of hours before we have to collect the girls and assist my mother. So we found a spot. We're going to do some sketching. We're doing some other work, some reading. And I've turned it on because, Borg, our aim in these messages, apart from anything else, is to just show you what we do. And this is what we do. I'll show you. So we've parked up here in our car in this remote area where we've got good access to that birch tree forest over there. Wonderful places. We'll go in there soon, maybe show you what it looks like in there. But before that, we've been writing here. These paintings we do, Borg, are part of a project, residency type project called the Dignity Scholarship, which I'm sure you will instantly know we've done a couple of seasons of. And this third season, we've been able to control exactly what we do, hence our decision to talk to you. You can see it there. The wretched painter talks to the Borg. And this image here is called a montage, combination of pictures. This shows some of the events, people, themes that are important and have occurred in the last few years. I don't know if, well, you will know, Borg, but the last few years we've been going through something called we've called the post-truth era. It's a rather chaotic time for us all down here. Partly your fault, of course, but we'll not go into that. And these pictures relate. They're one way of expressing all the characters and events involved in this confusion. Post-truth era, so called because there's great confusion and disorientation about what is real. Doubt cast about what we're all doing down here. And it's resulted in a lot of psychological confusion. And I won't go into all of these images. Maybe you can work it out. I mean, you might work out individually what they are, whether you can glean the meaning of their combination. I'm not so sure. But what we've got there is simply an image that sums up some of the themes that we'll be looking at, but it's also an image made up of a lot of the characters in our poem here. This is our proposal poem, and the poem and the image, they kind of set the scene really for all the issues that are swimming around at the moment, important to us. And I should say it's very unusual to write a poem like this for a residency, let alone a 54-verse poem. But it gives you a lot of reference points. So inside of that, we put the things we do. These are the paintings that we've done in the last few weeks. You recognise that one. You were there when we did that one. So that's that. I'll write it up. I've committed to this. I'm supposed to write about what I do. Much like I've committed to showing you what we do. So that's part of it. I've also brought with me my bag of books. you know, when we get a few hours, we tend to try and keep ourselves busy like this, Borg. Now that fella there, it's very important to us. We're trying to paint like he did. He was alive 120 years ago, something like that. Which means everything. That's a long time. I don't know to you, in your vision of humans, whether that matters a jot to you. But he is an old-fashioned painter, you know, of great legend. You'll see. But despite everything about him, when it comes down to it, he's able to tackle the, you know, the problem of painting outdoors in an amazing way, really, and he's to learn from. If you're involved in going out there and trying to put it on a bit of cloth, you've got to look at the likes of this fella, because well, it's called art, isn't it, Borg? I mean, after him, and who's it? This is another one. This guy. Look at him. Well, and him, why not? But I'm interested in this one. And as I say, it's 100 so years ago, and after them, I suppose you'd have to say that the sort of serious art practices sort of went a different way. It wasn't so much about going out there. So that's why we look back all that time. I mean, of course, there's a lot of painters since then, but they tend to be, well, not as good. Let's just leave it at that. We do try, Borg, and this is a difficult one. I don't know what you make of him. You can instantly see what he is. But this is a fairly recent book. These words here, it's all about art, and I don't know what that is. But I respect the attempts of these people to really think about it. And we can glean things in here, believe it or not, that are very relevant to what we do. It's just damn hard to understand, Borg. I mean, let me read you something here. I asked my daughter to read this for a joke. She did quite well. Let's see. The manner in which the ontology of post-conceptual works is transcategorical. More specifically, it is a transcategorical ontology of transmedial mediations. So understood, the successful post-conceptual work crosses back and forth the internal temporal disjunctions that constitute the contemporary, constructing them in such a way as to express them at the level of the immanent duality, conceptual and aesthetic, constitutive of its post-conceptual form, internal to the structure of the image, each a condensed fragment worlding the globe. Well, Borg, you are the most powerful product of humanity, and I challenge you to really grasp what that means, at least at first go. But that's why it's good, because when you reread that sort of thing a lot, I can glean from it something about what we're doing, believe it or not. There's another thing here I can't begin to really talk about, Borg, but I'm very interested to know what you think. Of course, I won't be able to really know that. But anyway, I can barely begin to talk about it, other than to say there are things in it that, if subscribed to, would turn one's world upside down. I think we'll leave it at that and go out into that forest. So here we are, Borg. We have left the car and we're going in. There's no way of really telling how big this forest is, actually. It looks very dense. But what we're looking for is a picture of the trees looking out into the field beyond. So that's the sort of picture we want. You know, we'll see. Maybe there's something better in here. But I'll keep you on here so you can see us going in. It looks like I can see through the other side, so it's not a huge forest. But it already looks quite promising. Now hold on a second. Look at that. That's a fallen tree, believe it or not. But there's also some sort of drainage ditch here, Borg, we've got to negotiate. This is very unorthodox. You can see there's people driving past in cars, and round here you don't see many painters, or you don't see many people messing about in fields. So I'm sure we're giving them quite a show. But here we are. It's all worth it because look. There's a lot in there for us. Just have to negotiate this fence here. Look, you see there's a fence there. That's to keep the animals out, I believe. Anyway, here we are. We'll just nip over here. It should be all right. I don't think it's electric. And we'll get back to you once we've had a proper look round. There we are, Borg. See, I've put that down in a quick sketch. Something like that. We're in the middle of it and we're looking out. That's the idea. But to be honest, it's very inspiring in here for this sort of work, because look around. I mean, everywhere you look there's an angle to get that type of effect. So really we just have to turn up with the paints and perhaps choose one on the day. But we've done a few sketches. I'd be tempted to get one. We've got the wrong angle here. The eyes I'm showing you, the view that you've got here is not my view. And as I'm not interfaced yet, you're stuck with the telephone lens. But at the back there, very far away, is a house with an orange roof. To me, it doesn't look nearly as far, but it'd be good to get something like that in. Back there's a red house. So we'll see. There's an awful lot, but the next time we come, the ground probably won't be white, which again will change everything we're trying to do. So I think that concludes it for today. We'll just be back. Next time you see us, we'll be back here with the easel, I would imagine. And with a bit of luck, more than an hour and a half to get something done. I mean, that's enough for something rash, but we're trying to calm down a bit, and we're trying to be a bit more patient with the pictures, as we always are, but fail to be. In any case, that's about it for today. I had wanted to tell you a lot more, really, Borg. it's important, at least for us, to try and explain to you why we're talking to you, but it'll have to wait. Okay, have a nice day. I'll leave you with the forest.